Well, you know it's summer when it's almost time to get out of the pool, and this is one of the last 3 jams of pool play here on the first day of the 2018 Junior Roller Derby Association World Cup. This matchup is between Team Australia and Team Europe. I'm Bobby Narco. I'm joined by Tool Time.
Nice being with you again, Bobby. It's been a great week so far.
Great week. Fantastic day here, the first day of the Junior Roller Derby World Cup. Our most excellent producer is going to be George Carnage.
Yes, and we have Team Australia, as you said, going up against Team Europe.
You want to do Australia?
I would be happy to. We have KO Cutie, Rumblebee, Princess Jam Slam, Mad Catter, Girl on Fire, Red Roach, CD Rascal, Misconduct, Ironstein, Ada Robinson, Dark Side of Doom, Angel Backstab, Tough Cookie, Stockwell, Crazy Daisy, Tara McAvoy,
Elker Skelter.
Elkie Stubbs. That was a change that we got earlier on. We have 60, yeah, nah, and Batitude, and 90. We have Bonfire, and I'm happy that you get to call this one because we had. Oh, never mind. There was a couple of numbers calls that we've had here on the stream today, and I know you like numbers, Bobby.
Yes. For Team Europe, number 01, TNT, number 040, I think that's just 04, Violent Vilda, number 070, E-Bomb, number 11, Nutter, number 20, Lily Blood, number 2012, Salty Siggy, number 2708, The Knacky Boy, number 2711, Una Galaxy, number 31, Monowitch, number 42, Fabulous, number 6, Chloe, number 66, Little Demon, number 665, Clara, number 7, Killer Sushi, number 72, Duracell, number 808, Hasta la Vista, baby. That's just Hasta la Vista. Number 888, No Limit, and number 9, Kiara. So we've got a Kiara and a Clara. Our non-skating officials are Accidental Doll, Pterodactyl, Hannah, Mr. Danger, Emma Goldmangle, Toxic Narcotic, Leia Flat, and Jacket Scotch. Who are our referees?
We have Harley Quinn Davidson, Ref in Peace, Ref Metal,
Guinness,
thank you. Demon Mistress.
Guinness and Damon Mistress, both officials for Hudson Valley.
Excellent. And Strapping Young Beard and Captain Jack Spareher. Oh. And on the Twitch feed that we have here streaming up at the booth, let's be sure to give our refs a big shout out because we've just been sitting comfortably for the most part, just having witty banter between ourselves. But the refs have been out here skating. Some of them have been here since JRDA champs starting this past Friday.
Yeah, the schedule has not been easy on us. We've been having game after game after game. That said, we're not skating around. The refs have game after game after game, and they are exerting themselves.
Absolutely, but we have some teams that have been exerting themselves today. Both teams, I think, I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but Australia's been here a couple of times, as well as Europe. Round robin, about each team getting 5 games apiece, proceeding for tomorrow, which is the World Cup Championships. And
yes, teams skating 5 games as well. There's 15 games today. Each team plays each other once.
Oh, and someone says hi, Tool Time. Well, hi, person.
Read the handle.
Herman Koi? I am not good with words.
Terminal Choi.
Terminal Choi. Thank you, Terminal Choi. And thank you, Bobby Narco, for knowing things that I don't.
Terminal Choi _
As we said, a whole lot of derby this week for us and these next 2 days. An excellent game. We've had an amazing staff, but I also want to give a lot of respect to our camera persons who have been doing a great job keeping the stream running well. And as an AV person myself, I know it's not an easy job.
We've been also praising our own producers who've been helping us track stats. Today it's going to be George Carnage, but there are other producers who are actually production line producers. We have Ben and Kimberly helping us out. Ben is here in the venue. Kimberly helping out remotely from Portland, Oregon. Much love to Ben and Kimberly. Ben's derby name was Speed Bump. Kimberly, we've got to come up with a derby name for. If you've got a derby name for Kimberly.
I'm still down for Kimber Me Timbers.
Kimberly Timbers is came up with yesterday. You want Kimber Me Timbers?
That's the one you came up with yesterday, that one. That one I like.
Well, she's in Portland, Oregon. They're a timber state, and it's a pirate phrase, and they have a coastline, so I figured Kimberly Timbers would be good. Sign on to the Twitch chat and give us some alternate suggestions for names for Kimberly.
And just so you know, our camera, we are just have 2 camera people on site today, and as we've been running back and forth from one game to another. The one up with the camera view now has been doing a great job all day. We'll have the other one later, but right now we got Nav out there for Australia going up against Duracell. Duracell with your lead jam. Out of the pack. Both jammers about to engage with a sick apex jump. Calls it off. No point scored, but an excellent jump nonetheless.
So nothing. Let's line it up. Do it again. No lead change here in jam number 1. Yellow jammer is going to be number 888. And the green jammer turned their back on me too quickly.
And we have a suggestion, Lumber Cracker.
Nice.
I like that one.
Lumber Cracker.
And we have...
Crack her. Lumber Crack her.
Yes. We have 1,300 for Australia. That's Red Roach going up against...
No Limit, number 888. Red Roach picks up lead jammer.
And No Limit going to the box for a track cut. That's going to make this a power jam for Australia.
First penalty of the game. First jammer penalty of the game, I should say.
Now, if we have anyone who's with Team Europe, it would be great if you could let me know just personally. I'm confused if it's No Limit or New Limit. We did have something earlier, but I don't remember things as well as you, Bobby.
I had a privilege of introducing Team Europe during the opening ceremonies, and I got this directly from the coach. It is not new, and it is not no. It is halfway in between. So it's New Limit. Or
New Limit.
It's kind of no, kind of new, not either, halfway in between.
Oh, okay. Halfway in between on the inside turn 1.
It's a Scandinavian thing.
Yes, thank you.
15 points already on the board for Red Roach, so we have a lead change. The highest lead of the game.
Yeah, Red Roach has been doing some amazing work out there with the jammer cover today.
Forearm penalty sending one of the green blockers from Australia to the penalty box.
And Europe with another blocker in the penalty box. A friendly wave between fellow derby skaters as they enter the penalty box. We've seen some great teamwork and some great sportsmanship just today.
So that 23 points by Red Roach sets the bar for the rest of the game. Europe still looking for its first points.
Europe also doing some great work today. They've had a couple of games, as I said earlier.
We've got Angel Backstab up against TNT.
And Angel Backstab with your lead jam for Australia. Bit of a pile-up just off turn 1. Both still
they've
engaging.
got that pigeon and a Vegemite sandwich up at the top of the pack. Three points picked up by Australia brings them to 26. Europe still looking for their first set of points.
I don't know if it got caught on the feed, but at the first game today where Australia was playing, I had mentioned that they brought Vegemite here.
Yeah, they made you eat it.
No, I got to eat it
Oh,
because
right.
they were passing it out when they got in, saying it was chocolate. People were trying it. They said take just a little dab. I ended up eating the entire container.
Oh, man.
Much to the applause of Team Australia, who's been amazing.
We've got Rumblebee on the line against Killer Sushi.
Excellent block by 42 on Europe, holding up Australia's jammer.
Do we have a uniform number on Rumblebee?
A number for Rumblebee?
Yeah. I don't think we announced.
Yes, it's 02.
Oh, there it is. Looked right by it.
Yes, and confirmed by our producer, Carnage.
Lead jammers are even with 2 apiece.
And we
Track
have
cut.
Yes, thank you. Seeing who the penalty's on. No one going to the box, though. It may have been overruled.
Low block also being signaled. I'm not sure which it is, the track cut or the low block, but either way, the green jammer is leaving.
And that is a track cut confirmed, so power jam.
Vegemite's kind of a power jam, and when you think about it, it's a very powerful jam.
Oh, it's powerful, all right. No doubt about that, and I was happy that Australia was able to give me some.
It's like 80 proof. That powerful.
Oh, yeah. Meantime, Killer Sushi finds a hole on the outside, gets through, putting 5 more on the board for Europe. Europe back in this game, putting 10 on the board this jam.
Yeah, first points of the game for Europe.
25 seconds left in the jam. Australia's jammer Rumblebee back in the engagement zone with a strong 3-person wall. We have a penalty call.
Illegal position on the pivot, number 242. That's Stockwell.
And 4 points on the board for Europe. Still only the 4th jam, but that is a high score for Europe. They only score so far, but that's just, as I said,
sets the mark.
Yeah, 4 jams. Definitely not counting Europe out. They've been doing great work today. Yes, we do have hashtag dad jokes. We got hashtag dad jokes for days.
Oh, look at that. It's 18 points now. Another 4 points were tacked onto the scoreboard during the 30-second interval.
And we have Bonfire out there going up against Salty Siggy.
Salty Siggy had him a great day, doing yeoman work on the jammer line for Team Europe.
Pivot for Australia, standing in the penalty box. And that looks like Siggy getting the lead jam for Europe, and so it is confirmed.
Siggy 1 for 1 on the jammer line. Europe has put 5 different jammers out there, as has Australia. No jammer yet to repeat on the jammer line in this game.
And we've had a clarification for no limits. Her name is Nur. I'm going to butcher this, so I apologize now. Nurjana's name is from Indonesia, spelled in French, pronounced in English.
Holy cow.
I'll leave you to that $10 handle then, because that's a whole bunch of things I'm not used to.
Well, the coach told me it's halfway between no and halfway between new, and that's what I'm trying to say.
Well, it's halfway between Indonesia.
Yeah.
It's a
World Cup name.
It's a world for a
It's a United Nations
name.
moniker.
In the meantime,
meanwhile, out on the tracks.
Meanwhile, Derby is happening while we're bantering amongst ourselves. Siggy calls it off.
How many points for Siggy? That's all 5. Look at this, so close. 3-point game.
Absolutely. And if I'm reading correctly, in just 2 jams, they've gone to 0 points to just 3-point striking distance from Australia.
Yeah, both teams held scoreless 3 times and scoring twice. Is that the Naki boy?
It's crazy daisy out there for Australia, and that does look like the Naki boy. And so it is with the lead jam.
So still no repeat jammers. 6 jams in, and no jammer has made more than a single appearance on the jammer line. That's crazy. That's depth on your bench.
That is an excellent strategy, though, because all these teams still have a full roster tomorrow, so you definitely want to save your players. You don't want, not even going to mention the thing we won't speak of, happen.
They've skated a bunch. They've got to be gassed, so you're getting some relief for your jammers as well. Number 72 went to the penalty box for Europe. That's Duracell. Didn't see the call. Now the pivot going to the penalty box for
Australia, or no, that's Europe. That's TNT going to the penalty box. Didn't catch the penalty, but Europe with 2 blockers in the penalty box, one of them pivot. And I believe that was an out-of-play penalty for TNT.
Thank you, George Carnage, for catching it for us. The elbow is the penalty on the Europe jammer.
Low block called, and that's on Team Europe's jammer. That's going to make this a power jam for Australia, who now has a 3-point lead.
I believe the low block is on this pivot that's reporting the jammer's in on an elbow.
Ah, yes, thank you. A lot happening right now, but we want to thank not only having Bobby here with his keen eyes, but George Carnage here keeping an eye on the track, and the refs as well.
And Tool Time with his encyclopedic knowledge of the sport.
I would say more maybe
Reader's Digest?
Yeah, Reader's Digest, a hearty pamphlet at best, but with good paper on it at very best.
8 points picked up by Australia brings them up to 34. And 5 points for Europe brings them to 28.
All right, 60 out there for Australia. That's yeah, nah. And then 27. Oh, wait, the Naki boy out there again.
Starting in the penalty box. Number 60, jamming, yes.
Yes, thank you.
Awesome.
And we have a comment from Rosie the Riveter. We actually have about 71 juniors aging out after this champs once the season is over. So the future of roller derby for the adult teams is definitely going to be looking bright.
So just noticing the scoreboard was updated. It was until this last scoring pass, just a 1-point game. It was 34-33, an extra 5 points put on in the extra 30 seconds. So that was a 10-point jam for Europe in the last jam.
Australia finding a strong 3-person wall on the inside just off the jammer line, putting 5 on the board for Australia. Bridget getting a good lead when it was just about a 3-point game not too long ago.
It was a 1-point game at the beginning of this jam. Pair of 4s and a pair of trays on the scoreboard right now. Star pass yellow. Star has gone to number 6. Wow, 14 points puts Australia up to 48. No points for Europe, keeps them at 33.
And that looks like Red Roach taking the line for Australia, and that looks like No Limit out there for Europe.
So some repeat jammers now. Yes, once we hit the 7 rotation and 7/8, we're starting to repeat the jammers.
And we have some love going out to us. Someone is very happy to know me because I'm her favorite, and she's quite fond of you, Bobby, and I think you may know her.
Who's this?
That is Killer from Jacksonville.
Oh, Kayler. Thank you, Kayler.
Killer.
Thank you, Killer.
Yes, I believe that to be my beloved wife.
Oh.
Watching the stream.
Killer. I couldn't read it that far.
That's okay.
Killer.
That's why you have me here.
4 points for Europe makes it a little closer game. Only trailing by 11 now. 16 minutes and 50-some seconds left to play in the game.
Angel Backstab taking the line for Team Australia, going up against TNT for Europe. Both teams at full strength, joining up at the jammer line.
That start whistle confused me for a second. I thought it was a stoppage of play whistle.
It's not stopping TNT, who gets your lead jam for Europe.
Yeah, exploding through for lead is TNT.
Again, dad jokes for days.
We got an equipment issue. So Australia, 1 skater down. They're going to get a point every time they pass the skater in the back. So 4 more points. Here comes Europe. Australia, after putting 20 points on the board, has been held scoreless for the past 2 jams.
And it looks like Monowich out there jamming. Yes, Monowich from Europe going up against Rumblebee. Had to double check that, but turns out I'm right once in a while.
Every now and then.
Broken clock, man.
Twice a day. I'm like a broken calendar once a year. Lead jam has gone to Europe. That's 3 in a row, and 6 of the last 7.
And both jammers about to engage the pack. One from the inside, one from the out. Calls it off. No pass, no penalty. Signal from the NSO in the center, Pterodactyl. And it looks like we have 1 point on there going towards Australia.
1 point for the Aussies. No points. Oh, 1 point each. How about that? We'll each get a point.
Dark Side of Doom out there for Team Australia. Going against 202. Wait, I may have read that wrong. No, 2012. Sorry, Salty Siggy out there for Europe.
Salty Siggy's second appearance on the jammer line. And number 19's first appearance on the jammer line. That's a 4-point pass for 292 or 2012.
2012, that's Salty
Siggy.
Siggy for Europe.
Jam refs have switched. Or will after this set of whistles. Let's check and see. Forearm penalty. Who's leaving on the forearm? It is the green jammer.
Absolutely. That's going to make this a power jam for Salty Siggy.
And our second 2-minute jam of the game. Dark Side of Doom had lead, lost it.
Siggy trying to find a hole on the outside. A strong tripod forming up front for Australia as Team Europe goes in to try to break it up to help their jammer.
The Aussie wedge. It's a mighty wedge. You might say it's a wedge of might.
And with them green, it's a Vegemite. Haha, dad jokes. And speaking of which, we have Australia's jammer re-engaged in the pack. Powering through on the inside and straight out of the box, putting 4 on the board for Australia, courtesy of Dark Side of Doom.
So just when Europe was creeping in, Australia steps on the gas. Nice move around that inside corner on turn number 4 by Dark Side of Doom. Picking up all 5 points. 20-point lead. Another scoring pass right there at the very end. Let's get the final tally on the points. Total of 16 for Australia brings them up to 65. And 4 for Europe brings them up to 46.
And we have a comment from Jamel. I don't know anyone participating apart from my son. My pride and joy, the ref.
Oh, how about that?
Excellent. And we got a couple of thank you Team Zebras on the feed now, so thank you and keep them coming. We'll let them know more about it as we go on. Right now, we have TNT for Europe with your lead jam going up against number 12 from Australia. That's Girl on Fire.
First appearance for Girl on Fire on the jammer line. That girl is on fire.
She certainly is right now, making it through the initial pass. TNT still up front, putting 4 on the board. Sorry, 5 on the board.
So Europe coming back in. Europe has put points on the board in the last 5 jams.
They're definitely keeping it competitive for Europe, and with just over 11 minutes left in this game, it's definitely starting to catch up.
Europe has been held scoreless in 4 jams, jams 1 through 3 and jam number 7. Australia has been held scoreless 5 times in jams 1, 4, 5, and 8 and 9.
And coming on the outside, that's Yeah Nah for Team Australia getting your lead jam. We have a cover stash by Europe's jammer. That's number 7. That's Killer Sushi, who's been doing some great work out here today.
Yeah, only the second jam this game, but got a lot of star passes earlier on. Speaking of star passes.
That's off to Duracell from Team Europe.
Nine points picked up by Australia, brings them up to 76, flips their score around from 67 to 76. No points for Europe, leaves them at 53. We have 10 minutes left to play in the game.
And just in time as No Limit takes the line for Team Europe, we have some love going out. I've only known her for not for a year, but we're as close as twins, and we couldn't be more proud of her. And
Killers are always awesome. That's one I see up there.
Absolutely.
From one skater named Killer to another. We are not advocating violence in any way, shape, or form. No Limit picking up lead jammer for Europe. Bonfire is the jammer for Australia. So a great poker hand on the jammer line. 8s over 9s. 3 8s and 2 9s.
I'm glad you finally got one of those in there, Bobby.
The funny thing is I don't even gamble. I just know the rules.
Oh, and the jammer going into the NSO's area. Almost taking out the alt ref.
Almost taking out the tournament head ref, or the tournament head NSO.
True. 3-point jam for Europe on that one.
20-point lead.
And I will go back to something you said. I do advocate controlled violence in the form of legal checks and or blocking moves.
But no murder. Let's not murder.
No, not at all.
Thou shalt not. Number 01 gets lead jammer for yellow. That is TNT.
And Matt Catter out there for Team Australia through the initial pass, catching up quick.
First jam of the game for number 106. Tripped up on the backstretch. Referees conferring as to whether or not there should be a penalty assessed. You see them congregating on the back stretch. So far, no whistles have blown and nobody's reporting. 3 points picked up by Australia brings them to 79. 2 points picked up by Europe. That brings them to 58. We have had no stoppage of play. This game has gone wire to wire without timeout. No stoppage of play.
Absolutely.
No official timeout, no team timeout, no official review.
That's true, but before we jinx the game, we have Killer Sushi taking the line against Rumblebee from Australia. Rumblebee taken to the inside at turn 1, having to go back. Australia sending one blocker to the penalty box as both jammers are engaged at turn 1. Excellent lateral movements by both teams.
Yeah, great walls. You can see on the left of your screen, on the top of the pack, a great wall. At the bottom of your screen, another great wall. Lead finally gets awarded.
And that's Killer Sushi from Europe.
Sushi is 2 for 3 on the jammer line. One time past the star. The one time she didn't get lead. Direction of play and a low block. The low block is on the jammer. The direction of play is on the other skater that reported.
So Rumblebee going to the penalty box for a penalty. That's going to make this a power jam for Europe, who is getting closer and closer to getting back in the game.
Penalty coming in from the backstretch. It's a back block on Team Europe skater. On a misconduct as well. Back block and a misconduct. There's only one blocker on the track.
Army of one as 808 is standing in the penalty box, joined by the jammer for Australia. Hasta la vista out there to give some help as Australia's jammer powers through. 72 from Duracell from Team Europe, rejoining the pack as well.
Completed the initial, now scoring.
Yes, thank you.
4 seconds left in the jam.
Europe's captain giving the signal to call it off, does so. Very impressive jam, but a couple of penalties. Just under 6 minutes left in this game. 3 points Australia, 4 points Europe.
Now unable to capitalize on that lead jam. They still trail by 20 points, 82-62. Just over 5 minutes left to play in the game.
And we have Red Roach taking the line for Team Australia.
Red Roach is 1 for 2 on the jammer line so far.
And Naki Boy on the line for Europe.
The Naki Boy.
2708.
Oh, Naki Boy.
Red Roach with your lead jam for Australia.
Naki Boy is 1 for 2 on the jammer line, passing the star when he didn't have lead.
Through the initial pass, the Naki Boy.
Red Roach got lead.
Yes, and Red Roach calls it. Puts 5 on the board for Australia.
Not a lot of double-digit jams. Only 2 for Europe in jams number 4 and 6, and only 3 for Australia in jams numbers 2, 7, and 11. Everything else has been single-digit scores.
And we have a message from Dreadhawk54. I would kind of like to keep Derby kept as a counterculture secret. I'm going to say that is not going to happen with the juniors exploding this coming season with 71
Don't
here.
be greedy. Let Derby love spread across the world and into the galaxy.
Absolutely. And right now, Angel Backstab with Australia gets your lead jam, calls it. Yeah, Derby is not going anywhere, one, and it is not going to be out of the public knowledge for a long time, thanks to the amazing efforts from leagues not only here represented at World Cup or JRDA champs earlier this last week, but by all leagues everywhere out there supporting the game and getting us noticed everywhere.
We've had no stoppage of play, but this is the 2018 Junior Roller Derby World Cup on Twitch.tv.
And we have No Limit out there getting lead jam for Team Europe. And that looks like, out there. Yes, for Australia through the initial pass.
No Limit is 2 for 4 with lead jams now.
I don't know, Terminal Choi. I don't even think Disney would add Derby into Star Wars at this point, but I would watch that movie.
Yeah. Got a great call from the house that I overheard. Doom is in the room.
Killer Sushi on the floor. Number 19, Dark Side of the Doom for Australia.
Doom is in the room.
When I first saw that name, I thought it was Dark Side of the Doom, and I thought that was pretty great.
Is that a star pass? Yeah, it is.
That is correct. That's off to Europe's team member number 665. That is Clara. First time we've seen her with the cover on.
Multiplayer block coming in from the outside. That's yellow number 70. I don't have a yellow number 70. Oh. E-Bomb.
That is E-Bomb.
Yellow number 70 is E-Bomb.
And I am adding that right now for our future.
It's already up at the top. You just got to cross out that first 0. It's on our roster as 070. Our apologies to E-Bomb. We've been introducing you wrong all day. Dark Side of Doom puts Australia up over the century mark.
Excellent tripod formed off of turn 2. is 665 Clara for Australia, powering through.
I think this might be the highest jam of the game. If it's more than 23 points, it is. $25-point jam. Highest jam of the game.
There we go.
Eclipses the mark of 23 set by Red Roach in jam number 2.
And that looks like the Naki boy out there for Europe.
Saw the Naki boy when I announced the Women's World Cup in Manchester, England. There was a junior roller derby matchup, junior roller derby exhibition between the Kingfishers and the Dolphins. And Naki boy was a standout player there. Yellow number 01 picks up lead.
And TNT for your, wait.
That's what I said, TNT.
Yes, you're right. I'm sorry.
Crazy Daisy is the jammer for Australia, number 26. 3 minutes left in the game. We will have completed this game without a single stoppage of play.
Penalty called. Not quite sure who it's on just yet.
Yeah, nobody's leaving. Somebody on the outside. It's
That's
the
one
yellow
of
pivot.
Europe's. Yes, number 6, Chloe.
Chloe. Both jammers putting points on the board now. It had been a 50-point lead for Australia. Oh, nice hit. That was 101 on the green team. Do they have a 101?
That is 106. Matt Catter for Australia, holding up TNT.
Track cut called. Who's leaving? We got
That's
an
one of Australia skaters. That is 202 for Australia. That is Angel Backstab. We have a cut track called, and that's on number 12 for Australia, Girl on Fire. Go into the penalty box.
There you go.
That's going to make this a power jam with just 35 seconds left in the jam.
Left in the game.
Left in the game, yes, thank you. I keep forgetting we're doing just the 30-minute ones. 5 points on the board for TNT. Definitely putting some work out there for Europe. Gets through just as the jam clock is called. Another 5 points.
Not sure if 2 minutes ended the jam or if the jammer called it off. Both things kind of happened simultaneously. Makes not a particle's worth of difference. The final score is 118 for Australia and 78. A 14-point pass at the end of the game. A nice try by Europe to make it close. Ends up being a 40-point difference, 118 to 78.
Absolutely amazing effort on Europe on that last jam, especially putting a great number of points on the board. We have another game coming up soon. What do we have for them, Bobby?
Coming up is going to be game number 14 between Canada and Great Britain.
That should be a good one. Both teams doing great work out there today here at the World Cup seeding events. I'm Tool Time.
I'm Bobby Narco. Our most excellent producer has been George Carnage. Stick around. We got more Derby coming your way in just a few moments.